Hey, what's up guys, Movie Maniac here. Moving on with our Godzilla Marathon reviews, Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, aka Invasion of the Astro-Monster. Now, of course, I don't have the DVD of it, which it sucks, because I really need to get a DVD of one. Maybe the Japanese and English version, but I just don't have it. But I watched it online, so that's a good thing. So, there's really not that much to say about this movie. I mean, I'll talk about the plot first. So the plot is about these two guys. These two guys are in outer space. That they're going to this planet called Planet X, where they meet these friendly race of aliens that are being under attack by Monster Zero, or King Ghidorah. I mean, I'll get to that later. But King Ghidorah is like destroying their land, and they were wondering if they could borrow Godzilla and Rodan to defeat it. So they sent Godzilla and Rodan up to Planet X to fight King Ghidorah. But luckily, they defeated King Ghidorah, and they decided that the aliens can keep the Godzilla and Rodan. Except the only problem is, King Ghidorah was under the aliens' control. So that way, they can trick the humans to get the monsters, Godzilla, Rodan, and mind control them to destroy Earth. Now, and the humans had to find a way to stop Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah and the aliens from destroying the world, or destroying Earth. So they created this interesting sound device thing that actually broke the aliens' command and control. So yeah, I mean, the aliens were defeated, and then all of a sudden, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Godzilla, are completely free from the mind control. Except the thing is, they fight. Like, they hate each other. They start fighting and everything. So that's basically pretty much the whole plot of the movie. Now, I don't really have that much to say about this movie. I would say this is sort of like the direct sequel to Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, because it's got King Ghidorah, it's got Rodan, it's got Godzilla. Except the only problem is that there's no except they left Mothra out. I mean, I heard that they were supposed to have Mothra to join in the fight, but I heard that it cost too much to have Mothra, so I guess that's kind of screwed up. But for the most part, what do I think about this movie? I mean, like I said, there's not really that much to say, because actually this whole movie is completely, again, boring with human characters. But I will admit, the aliens look absolutely really interesting. Like, they got these weird sunglasses things around their eyes, which that makes them look pretty futuristic and sort of like out of this world. Which, I like that. It looks pretty cool. And I think this is the first Godzilla movie with aliens. I mean, I don't think Ghidorah the three-headed monster accounts. I mean, actual aliens that look like humans, or not even like Martians trying to get into a princess head or anything like that, but actual aliens, which I'll give it credit for that. And well, again, there's one American actor which I really don't know who he is, but I know the name of him. His name's Nick Adams. Although it's kind of weird, they dubbed him in Japan, even though Japanese, even though he's American. But so. I mean, yeah, really, I have really not that much to say about this movie. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just, generic. I mean, for one thing, the only thing that I just really want to talk about this whole movie, I mean, the fight scenes are pretty interesting. I mean, there's only two. One up in outer space, which, give it credit for being the first Godzilla movie, for Godzilla up into outer space, and also the fight scene on Earth. Now, the only thing that's worth talking about this movie is this strange scene that it's just so funny. I mean, I can't show the clip because I don't want to get copyrighted by Toho or anything, so I'm just going to describe it to you, but if you've seen the movie, I hope you know what I'm talking about. After when, Godzilla Rodan defeated King Ghidorah, Godzilla does this weird victory dance. It's so weird. He starts jumping duh, 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 I mean, that right there is where the silliness of this whole... That's where, the silliness of Godzilla just begins. I mean, that dancing scene, that's just... It's strange. I mean, this is, the strangest thing I've ever seen in a Godzilla movie. I mean, why did they put that in there? I have no idea. I mean, that's where at that point it's beginning to become silly. I mean, just all that. So, yeah, I mean, I could just make a million jokes off of that scene. I mean, it's just a little bit crazy. So, yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much all I have to say. But also, what do I think of the fights? They're pretty decent. I mean, they pretty much look like the same as Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, except same thing, no Mothra. But they're still pretty entertaining to watch. I mean, there's nothing new to talk about with this movie. Although there is one moment where Rodan picks up Godzilla, and then they fly and charge King Ghidorah and then knock him out of the cliff. I thought that was so cool. And that's about it. So yeah, I don't really have that much to say about this one. This one's pretty generic, although with the sci-fi cinematography, I would admit that looks pretty cool. I love the sci-fi sense of everything. I mean, this is the thing, like, this was made in the 60s, and that's when the 60s was, like, popular with sci-fi. So this decided to add that in with Godzilla, which I think it's a pretty interesting little mix. So yeah, I mean, great on the heavy sci-fi. The action or the fight scenes are still entertaining, and of course that one scene where Godzilla just dances is enjoyably hilarious. The human characters are boring again, but for the most part, I wouldn't really recommend to see this movie. I can say you could just skip this one because it's pretty generic and not really that interesting, but I dare you to look. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, I want you to look up on YouTube Godzilla dancing, and you'll see that dancing scene where he does a it's so funny. So yeah, so that's all I have to say with Invasion of the Astro-Monster. I will give it a C-. So yeah. So my question is, what did you think of Invasion of the Astro-Monster? Comment that down below. Check out my other videos; they're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page on Facebook. See ya.